Welcome to the Table Tennis Chump to Champ match analysis number 2. So today we're looking at one of Jeremiah's matches from
Yeah,
the
which we
2021
all know is going to be
teams.
amazing.
Amazing for sure. Any background you want to provide us for this
Oh,
match?
yeah. So, to the audience, this isn't going to be really that entertaining. I'm 1400. The person I'm playing is 1200,
I
but it's
think
still,
I think it's going to be awesome. I think this
you
is going
think
to be an
so?
awesome match and we're going to have a lot to talk about.
I don't think so. I think it's just going to be a standard, like, oh, yeah, well, to be expected, right? All right, here we go. First
Okay.
serve.
Pen hold player. J Pen and then
All right, so
missed
missed the
serve.
first serve. Yep. Missed the second serve. Hey, we're feeling each other out. I know he's
Two
1200. All
serve
right.
misses. And another missed serve.
Three
Okay.
missed serves right here. A fourth one? Oh, it was a let service. Oh, oh, he got it. All right, so I got to get his service down. He does some really awkward fake movements when he does his pendulum serve.
Yeah, so both of you have some interesting serves. So in the beginning of this match, you guys are both having trouble. You're using your reverse pendulum.
Yeah.
In fact, it's the only serve you've done so far. Did you do any other serves in this whole match? I guess
No,
we'll
I
see.
didn't. No, I think the majority I did reverse pendulum. Oh, see, me going from a forehand to a chop,
Yeah,
just
so
like I practiced. Yeah, so I think
what
there
what happened?
I think he hit the ball before it hit the table.
So it was your point.
Yeah,
Okay, it's good sportsmanship.
yeah.
We have lots of spectators for this match. Some
Oh no,
spectators.
I think they're watching other people's matches and we just so happen to be there.
I think they're scouting you out, to be honest.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
definitely.
that's the other players in the division. Okay. So what happened there? You missed that. It looked like you were expecting you wanted that, but
Yeah,
you missed the opening
yeah.
lead.
Usually when I do the serve out in the backhand corner, it comes back to my backhand.
Missed push. Nice opening. He went to your backhand, wide backhand. Okay. And you missed a forehand. So what
It's
serves
always-
is he doing? He's doing a backhand serve and like a pendulum serve.
Yeah, but his pendulum serve, he's able to use like fake movements and stuff and put top spin on it.
Yeah,
So it's like trying to figure out if it's the top spin serve.
I
Oh, look at that.
noticed. Yeah, I definitely noticed interesting stuff with his serve, and even as I was watching this match live, I
So
was, yeah,
you'll also see he'll put more side spin on it. Oh, that was the end of the game. That was it.
okay,
I lost it.
okay. So you lost this. I think the score was like 11-6 or something.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's your thoughts on this first game?
So definitely having trouble with his serve, right? I started to realize that when he's putting topspin on it, it does come with a lot of side.
Hmm.
So I had to adjust properly for the amount of side spin that he was putting on it. So in the last point in that game, you'll see that when I went to go push it back, my racket angle was like really, instead of coming under the ball, it's coming from the side of the ball. I don't know if I was able to incorporate that in future games. We'll have to see, I guess. What are your first thoughts?
I just feel like this first game was just all about the serves. And I mean, I
Yeah.
think we saw like in the beginning, like the first four, or I think four of the first six when I counted, um, points were just missed serve receives. And then I think you guys started receiving them. When I looked overall, like I, I initially felt like half the serve receives were missed. I actually counted for this first match. And I think both of you guys missed 38% of the serves. That was slightly higher than I thought. I thought it might be like 50.
Yeah.
But a lot of the serves that you guys did return, it was like a kind of a pop up, so not really a good quality return. So that's my initial thoughts. Yeah, I guess I don't have much beyond that. I am a chump. I don't. My
Well, that's what happens
analysis
with some
isn't really,
games.
but yeah, I guess so. Let's jump to game two and see what we see there.
Yeah, let's see if serve receive improves at all. All right, here
All
we
right,
go into
game
the second
two.
game.
So
All right.
is he pushing super heavy? I mean, you're missing a lot of his pushes, just trying to push them back.
Yeah, it's because I'm trying to like lightly push them over because I don't want to give them the opportunity to attack.
You don't want to push long. Yeah. Now,
I think I start pushing long actually.
okay. So
We'll see.
far he hasn't shown much in terms of opening the attack himself. Um, Maybe there.
As you speak, as you speak.
And he seems to have trouble with your, particular to his forehand side, when you serve your reverse pendulum backspin to his forehand side. I noticed he missed a lot of those.
Yeah.
Dumped them into the net. Okay. So that was a nice point by you. I mean, you moved the ball around, you played
Yeah.
the forehand down the line. Okay.
Definitely out of position on
Oh.
that one.
Wait, he was out of position or you were out
No,
of
I
position?
was. I like misjudged how far out it was, and then I
Okay.
had to stretch in to go get
Yeah.
it.
So he varied the ball a little bit. But okay. Okay. Again, you changed the position and went down the line and got the point. Um,
Yeah.
but I thought that was an interesting point. Um, Maybe we'll see another one like that.
Yes, dude, I still do like really weird things. Like on that one, I did this backhand push, but it wasn't even a push. It was just I put my paddle under it and lifted up.
Nice backhand opening.
Yeah, for me, it's really hard for the follow-up, even after like I've opened and now it's going to be a topspin to topspin rally. It's difficult for me to keep up.
Uh huh.
Like by the time I know what's going on, the ball's on my side of the table.
Okay. He did kind of a tricky block down the line.
Yeah.
I would have expected that to your backhand. You put it to your forehand. He's having trouble with that serve, but he got it back. And you missed your backhand opening.
Yeah, that's where I have a lot of trouble in general. My backhand opening, I do like a lot of shoulder.
Uh huh.
Like I'm like lifting up with my shoulder and whole arm instead of like accelerating through the forearm.
Yeah. Forehand opening. Okay. Ooh, again you went to his wide backhand and you missed it. So that's like three times in this game.
Oh, got the
Missed
lob. Wow.
missed a smash.
Wow. How did I get the
It was
lob?
very high. So very high balls are harder to smash with pen hold. I believe that's true. So okay. That's I think one of the first openings he's attempted and he missed it. But I mean otherwise he's not really trying to
But
open, you
and
know?
that's the thing. I started pushing longer instead of trying to keep it shorter. So I'm pushing it longer and they're coming up a bit higher, but
Yeah.
I realize that that's better than me trying to push it shorter and
Yeah.
the net.
I think unless it's something he's prepared for, like a setup, or it's like really high, he's not really looking to attack.
Oh, that I was way out of position for.
Oh, did that hit the edge there?
No, no, I was just out of position. So
You,
uh,
okay.
yeah, it did hit the table, but I was
Oh,
so
okay.
far over that I couldn't reach it.
So there, okay, I see him doing that pattern a lot. So do you see
Yeah,
what's happening there?
he's putting side spin on it. Then I come in and brush along the side, which comes to his backhand, and he
But
just smacks it straight.
if we look at his motion there. He's doing this motion where he can do a pendulum or a reverse pendulum. He's like swinging it both ways, and he's catching it on the pendulum side when it looks to me like he's doing a reverse pendulum. So I don't know if you knew what side spin is on it, and if you were trying to put it to his forehand, but you were always putting that to his backhand, and then he was there ready for it and just smashed it with
Yeah.
his RPB. So that was like one of his go-tos, and I mean, we'll see how many more times he does that. Okay, so we're in a rally and he missed it. So overall, what I'm seeing in this game is like most of the time in the rally, you're getting the point, and that makes sense. I mean, this guy, I mean, like he doesn't move around that well, right? So I mean, I think rallying is to your advantage. There, he just did it again. That
Yeah.
setup, that pendulum, fake reverse pendulum, and then a RPB.
Oh,
Is that the game? No,
I don't think
it's like
so.
in Deuce. I think it's in Deuce now.
He
Oh,
also does that a lot where he'll just do a topspin and he's expecting it to his forehand and then he's sitting
yeah.
there ready.
But I mean, you positioned it like right to his forehand, right?
Yeah.
He didn't have to move for it or anything. There you went to his backhand with the step around. You've done that step around on your opening quite a few times, and it's generally been looking effective.
Forehand flick.
Okay, he's just kind of just doing some tricky stuff with his blocks and stuff.
Well, he's got no opportunity to attack. I'm the one
Yeah,
on the offensive, so
you're definitely on the offensive, particularly in this game. Nice,
ooh.
nice backhand opening down the line. You missed
See
the block.
that I would say was a just generally good backhand, but that's my problem. I can't make them all look like that. A lot of the times I like rush it and it's like all shoulder instead of accelerating the forearm, right?
Okay,
And then since I don't get the acceleration from the forearm, it's not enough to convert the spin. So, dump it into the net or something like that.
okay. So overall, you won this game too. The score was, I believe, 16-14.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
think about this game? Like what caused you to win, or what let you win? What were the key things
Well,
you did good?
I would have to say that my setups were pretty good and in that like my attacks were just successful,
Yeah.
right? I did my openings, they were successful. I started pushing longer, giving him,
Okay.
giving me more opportunity, right? Because now I'm getting the ball on the table instead of dumping them in the net. It's
Your pushes were more reliable if you just pushed longer.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly, right? Because I wanted to rely more on like just get the ball on the table than trying to get like the perfect
Because you
push,
didn't
right?
have to be scared of his attack. Okay. That sounds like a great
Yeah. Now, of course,
adjustment.
I still have to avoid his setups, right? The ones where
Yeah.
he gets the side spin that comes straight to his backhand in the sweet spot, and he does the same thing with the that top spin, and it goes
Yep.
straight to his forehand.
Yeah, so his setups were still working really good. I think we saw just at least 3 points in this match where he got that weak ball to his backhand and just killed it.
Yeah,
I think on your end, I agree. Like, I think your openings, even though you're critiquing your backhand, I think your openings on both the forehand and backhand were overall pretty effective. We didn't count, but I'm guessing maybe you got like 70% of your openings, which is feels decent for this level, to get
yeah,
70, probably like target 80% of your openings, but I think you were close to that, and it showed that you won the game. And you moved the ball around. Particularly, it looks like when you were able to target his wide backhand, he was struggling, and I think we saw like 3 points you got when you went down the line to his backhand when he was probably expecting it cross court. So that
yeah, and
looked
that
good.
yeah, but that for me, that's really hard to pull off consistently, and I think we'll see
Mm,
in future games that I
yeah,
I will attempt more backhands, but they're not going to be a 70% success rate. It's
Yeah, that'll be interesting to observe, like where you're positioning it and where you're positioning it more reliably, and when you're missing, what did you try to do? The
yeah,
last thing I saw is your step around. So you like to step around a lot. When we're warming up, you're always practicing that step around,
yeah.
and I thought I was gonna criticize you. I was gonna be like, dude, you're stepping around too much. It's not working. But you know what? After I watched this match back, in fact, I was wrong, and I think your step around in this game was effective. Like I think
Yeah.
three times we saw it worked, and you got the point. So I think you anticipated that well. You were expecting it to your backhand. He's putting a lot of pushes to your backhand. You stepped around and landed at cross court, which goes to his backhand, which is his weaker side. So it
Yeah.
was working. Something good.
Now we'll see if he's picking up on that and if
All
he
right.
adjusts accordingly.
So let's see game three.
All right, game three. So it's 1-1 right now. It seems like we're pretty evenly matched, even though he's only 1200, but I assure you, I'm gonna run away with it now. So
All right. Okay.
yeah,
There it is again. The same.
so that was the side top, and I didn't
Okay.
realize that it was top, so I pushed it up really high.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Wow. So like he's just doing this tricky weird blocking
yeah,
stuff. So that is the thing with Penhold, right? There's just like more weird movements you can do with your blocks. So he's really just doing that a lot and probably stuff you're not used to. And also he seems to be returning your serve a lot better now. So I
yeah,
think he's
yeah.
adjusted
This is the
decently well.
nature. Yeah, this is the nature of all of my matches, to be honest. The first game is dedicated to, wow, your serves are really good, Jeremiah. And then beyond that, they start to figure it out. And then it's like, oh, I actually have to play now.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, that one I went for a long push again because it's just,
Yeah. So he's still not attacking. He's still not opening the attacks. He's trying to just kind of control the game.
oh,
Yeah. I think he's kind of just trying to force you into mistakes, controlling the game with mixing up his pushes and blocks.
yeah. And see, on that forehand, I did more of a flatter hit. And that's one of my things that I'm trying to correct,
Hmm.
where, uh, but it still comes into my matches. Oh, not enough.
Maybe just not the acceleration
Yeah,
with the
just not
paddle
enough.
there. And that could be I don't know. Sometimes I feel like that's a timing thing. Like you started the swing too early, so you had to go slower.
Oh, geez. I don't have a fancy tripod, so I have an actual person holding the camera. So that one, it was really deep to my
It
backhand.
was fast
Uh,
too, yes.
yeah, so it was
It's a
just came.
difficult serve to return. Pushing. Yeah. So
But yeah,
these that
if you watch some of my backhand lifts, it's like all arm instead of accelerating the forearm.
yeah, so you are missing more this game.
Oh,
There. Yeah. Okay. And
that's
that's the
it.
match. 11-1. You got
Oh
killed
yeah,
in this one.
yeah. I told you. I told you it was gonna definitely be.
So so what by your analysis, what do you think happened in game 3?
I mean, ultimately, I feel like I just missed all of my openings. Backhand, forehand, I just missed them all, right?
Okay.
So he would do a serve, I would try to attack, and it just didn't make it.
I agree. You missed openings, and also like in the rallies, you were missing them too.
Yeah,
It looks like
yeah,
some of your forehands in the rally were like flat. I think like you're saying. So I think and I think we can hear the contact. That flat hit. So you weren't quite getting the brush and the topspin to make the ball land.
yeah, and that's one of my biggest challenges on the forehand side is to not do that, obviously.
So I think you used to have the problem where you would like lift too much, on a topspin to topspin. You know, you like get the pedal down and really try to
Yeah.
lift it. But I feel like now you're adjusting for that, so you're doing a higher up, you know, like more motion. But that motion is ending up, perhaps that's ending up being too flat sometimes.
Yeah, because uh like I would drop my you're saying I would drop my hand below the table
Too
essentially
much,
for
as
that.
if you were
Yes.
lifting backspin, even when you were doing a
Yeah.
topspin to topspin.
Yep.
But I didn't see that here, with that problem. You know, I think you
Yep.
adjusted from that.
And that's exactly what I've been working on actually, is
Yeah,
that if I'm in a topspin to topspin rally, I should not be dropping my arm below the table. It has to stay
yeah,
above the table and like really short and sweet strokes, but I think sometimes they come out as like a flat slap as opposed to like
yes,
a brush, right?
yeah. But I think the one thing I'll add to that is I think your opponent was doing trickier stuff, doing these weird ass like pen hold like blocks and stuff, and that was throwing you off, causing you to
Yeah.
miss your openings, and your topspins. Just him mixing up the block and the push. I feel like that's what I saw him adjusting and doing in this match.
All right. Well, we're going into what, game four
Game
now, right?
four. Yep.
So we'll see if he can keep up the momentum.
Okay. You got a
You see,
opening.
but you see on that backhand how I like use my whole arm.
It did. Do you want to play it back,
Oof.
or
How did
let's
I
not
get
worry?
that?
Oh, that one? I don't know. That one looked better to me, but it just didn't quite get the top spin. But maybe you still had the shoulder lift there.
Yeah, it's also a challenge for me to go back and forth topspin, like forehand, backhand. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, this just happens. Miss some serves.
That was, yeah, kept that serve low, and yeah. I still think that's is your best serve to him, the backspin to his forehand. See, you popped
See,
that one up.
now
Yeah.
I think now I'm starting to lose confidence.
Yeah, so that forehand just looked no like
More,
snap in it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's more like a block, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm
Miss
just
oh,
playing to try and
but
keep my.
he missed your the serve to your forehand again, so he's still struggling with that.
Well, there we go. Step around.
Yeah. You seem to be doing better with his serve receive. We haven't seen him, you know, get a really good setup much in game 4.
Yeah, but my serve receive, it's still, when I do get the ball back, it's coming back a bit high.
But he's
But
not really a in this game, it doesn't look like he's taking advantage of that much.
yeah,
So yeah, there he had a weak serve receive.
see, and then on that, see, now I'm getting more openings, like they're
Yeah.
successfully landing.
And so, ooh,
Oh,
okay.
see, that one had
What
a ton of side spin that I didn't adjust for.
now? Where are you targeting on your openings in terms of positioning?
Backhand,
Okay.
but usually on my backhand opening, I'll go down the line.
I notice you do that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's mainly because people just don't expect that, and I don't want to get into a backhand to backhand rally.
Okay. Oh, he missed. Okay.
Oh wow, got it.
Now, backhand opening for him, if you're going down the line, that's putting it into his forehand,
Yeah,
which seems to be his strength for countering.
yeah, but people are usually not prepared for that. Uh, when I do a backhand down the line, the usual response is just to watch it go by, but
But has it been effective against him? I guess we'll see. Okay, there's the step around again.
oh, oh,
You
Cho
you got an
got an
edge.
edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's clapping for the edge. Watch. Oh, we got Coach Michael in the background.
Oh, okay. There he had that setup, and he
Yeah,
got that backhand. Yeah.
I think that's it.
So
Next game.
you won. So you won this game. I think it was like 12-10. So another close game that you won.
Yeah, yeah.
So what went right in this game for you?
My attacks, I guess, but
More attacks.
he
Yeah.
didn't really get his setup in, as you stated earlier, right?
Yeah. So
Like,
I don't know. I guess you were returning. You were you were returning his serve better, and then he didn't really have it to where he could go for it. I think maybe we saw one at the end. Maybe there was a second one, but much less of that. Much less easy points on his third ball.
yeah,
That's his thing. Seems to be like a setup and an easy third ball kill, or just being able to smash it with his forehand if you position an easy ball there for him. And then
yeah.
otherwise, he's just like doing tricky pushes and blocks.
But I don't know if I'm necessarily positioning my push in anywhere differently. I'm not sure really.
I'm not
Maybe
sure.
it,
Yeah, on his end, he just seemed to not get anything going. He get less going. So, admittedly, I'm
yeah.
not sure exactly. Like, I'm thinking you probably did something. I mean, you must have done something.
Just
Um,
the regular old serve, and oh boy, I hope this attack goes on the table. All
all
right,
right,
well, here
so
we are,
it's 2-2 now. So now
yeah,
we're at game five.
the decider, right? And I'm 1400, so we already know where this is all going. So, ooh, miss serve.
Missed a serve. He was that would have been a good serve if it landed. I don't think you were prepared for that wide to your forehand.
See,
Okay,
good backhand down the
backhand
line.
opening. Your opening still over on the match. Decent percentage landing. Tricky pushes again. Okay,
Uh,
there
See there,
you floated
he
the
was
ball to his
waiting.
forehand, so that's
Yeah,
his strength, right?
yeah.
If it's not super strong to his forehand, he can get a strong shot, a strong counter.
Oh,
That was
yeah. Let's
weird.
not talk about that. That was that one. I didn't expect to go so high up. So then when it went up that high, I
Yeah.
just
Okay, there we go.
oh
Oh, but another nice backhand opening by you. So two strong backhand openings. You also changed the position down the line on your forehand, which worked a lot earlier in the games. But this game, you blocked that back and ended up getting the point. Another look at that awesome backhand opening. I mean, so that is on. I mean, backhand opening. He's putting it to your backhand, so you're not getting as many forehand openings. But your backhand opening is
oh.
working. Missed a serve. Okay.
I don't know if that counted for me or him because it looked like it hit the edge.
Oh, I don't. I thought it was a missed serve, but it may have been a hit his edge. That
So
was. I don't know
when
if
I
you
put
meant.
the when I put the serve that high up, that's completely by mistake. Uh,
Yeah.
so, but it's so funny when it happens, right? At my level, nobody expects it,
So
and then
yeah, it's just so awkward, right? But similarly, remember one of his push receives, he was trying to do something tricky and load it up, but it popped like way up, right? I don't think he
yeah,
meant to do that, but then you missed it. So yeah, that's an interesting thing at the lower levels, and we see it a lot in my matches too. Probably more. It's just like those high awkward ones. It's just like you don't expect it. You don't adjust to the pace and the position,
yeah.
and it's just often missed.
All right, here we go, guys. Second half of
Okay,
game five.
we got a new camera position now.
Do you like this camera position better or like from behind? I feel like this is better.
This gives you, I think, behind gives you more insight on the positioning people are doing.
Oh.
So it gives you different things. But this overall, I feel like we can see more. I don't know what we can see more of.
So
Uh,
that
um,
forehand right there, you'll see that I do like a pancake type forehand. It's
I saw you pancake another forehand somewhere else in the match as well.
yeah, and I feel like that's coming from me trying to get out of my bad habit. And
Okay.
I'm like kind of so that forehand there was a loss in confidence instead of accelerating my
Okay.
forehand, right?
Yeah. But look at his forehand form. Like that doesn't look great. So I mean, yeah. Form isn't always the limiting thing at this level, you know. I don't know.
No,
In my opinion,
but if I could do better form, I wouldn't have so much missed shots,
no
right?
doubt. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So here we are, 7-7.
Okay.
See, now I'm pushing when I shouldn't be, right? Like,
Yeah. So agreed. I think you aren't playing this now like you were, you know, earlier. Oh, and then you gave him a
yeah,
loose ball there to his forehand.
it's all over for me. Oh,
Oh, landed the
threw one out.
backhand. The backhand opening down the line again.
Dude, it's always down the line.
Well, okay. He missed that.
Oh, maybe
And
he's feeling the nerves
you got
himself.
back 9-9. Yeah. A different serve. Wow. And he
I
missed
did,
it.
and that's why I did it.
That
So
was
I was,
freaking pro. I mean, you did it. You finally did different serve.
so okay, I chose to do a different serve there because yes, it's 9-9, and I realized I have not done that serve once,
Yeah.
right? So my thought process was like, oh, I'm gonna try and trick him up here, which obviously it worked. But I think the actual thought process on this is wrong. I
Mm,
think because yes, the serve is different for him, but the return is going to be different for me. If he
yeah.
got it back, it's going to change things up for me as well,
I do
right?
find that too when when doing different serve at the end. But when I one thing I look at is like I think I didn't pay attention to everyone, but I think you may have not done any other serve other than a reverse pendulum. Is that
Yeah.
what you remember? Like literally reverse
I
pendulum
did
every time.
well, I did a couple of normal pendulum serves as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I must have just missed those, but I mean,
Yeah,
okay.
there's a
I
few, but yes, you're right. Like 95% of them are reverse pendulum.
I get that the reverse pendulum is your best serve, and I feel like he was struggling with the reverse pendulum, so I definitely think you should focus on that serve. But I do wonder, like, should you have been serving like 80% reverse pendulum instead of 95? And
It's
could that have helped you? More variation, just so, because I feel like at this point he knows what to expect.
So that's it's funny you say that because Kareem also brought that up. He was saying that I was serving in the same area pretty much the entire time, but I was doing that on purpose because I know what to
Yeah,
expect. So the point for me is also going to be more predictable, right? So it's more predictable for him, more predictable for me, but now the question is who can play it better?
but
And essentially,
overall, he needs to return it before you get the third ball opportunity, right? So the
yeah.
difficulty is first goes to him. If he just misses it, then you don't have that. So I think that at least suggests a little bit more variety and giving him a little bit, keeping him on edge a little bit, even though that means you have to adjust for when he returns it.
Yeah.
First, he needs to return it so that he forces you into that.
All right. Well, let's see if the backhand serve
The second
works out
backhand
again.
serve. Oh, that
Oh, what a time
at
to
ten
get that.
nine he brought it to deuce with the net. So I mean that's some luck on his part. And now what's he gonna do? Oh, So that
forehand.
I feel like could have been nerves. I feel like that was a little stiff on your forehand and just not really that free motion. Oh
Yeah.
man,
Here we are, 11-11
I
deuce.
missed that point, but
Just a missed serve, I believe. So you see there,
stiff. It
no
just
forearm acceleration.
yeah, it just looks stiff and
Come on,
like.
it's 11-11. Give me a break. I'm probably really nervous.
So what should you do there? I don't know. I mean, for sure, like, and that
I
happens to
think
me
that
too. It's like I'm like, oh, I just need to like free it up and get it. But I don't
that
know. Should you have just tried to push it? I'm not
no,
sure. I don't know.
I think I chose the correct option. That was definitely a forehand. The problem is I had no confidence in it, and I was just like, "Oh, please go on the table.
But
Please go
it's
on the
tough,
table."
right? It's a tough shot
Yeah.
in that situation. So should you play it safe or should you go for it? I guess that's the question. You're saying you should just go for it and just like have the confidence, but it's hard to have the confidence. It's like,
Yeah,
so
especially at 2-2, 11-11, right? And I actually think with that ball where it was, if I were to do a push, it would go to his forehand and he would do the stupid forehand slap thing.
yeah.
So with how that ball was, I feel like my only option is to
So
avoid his attack.
So you don't think you could have pushed it to his back? You don't feel comfortable enough
Well,
with pushing that
I
to his
could have,
backhand?
but it wasn't a really it's long off the table to my forehand. What who That's not a push anymore. That's a chop. I'm not. So,
You could have chopped it to his backhand.
which I had a greater chance of doing a forehand. Like if I had to put the probabilities together,
Okay.
the forehand would be a higher probability of landing, but not with the nerves here.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
So
all
eleven
right.
11, your serve. Okay. You choose the backhand serve again. Okay, but why three backhand serves in a row here? Why not back to the reverse pendulum? You know?
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's
and
it.
that's
That's the end.
so yeah. I guess on that. So a bunch of reverse pendulums. Then you switched to the backhand, which makes sense. But then you did four backhands in a row. I mean, why not a backhand, then a reverse pendulum, then a backhand, or one reverse pendulum, two, then a backhand? I mean, why no variation? Why just a hard switch over and then all backhands?
Probably a loss of confidence. Why does Ma Long do backhand serves when he's in the Olympics,
Uh,
right? Have you ever seen Ma Long switch to backhand serves?
You're saying he switches when he's not that confident?
Yeah, definitely. If you watch his matches carefully, you'll see when he's in a position where like he's down a couple points and like you can see he's not playing really well. He switches to his backhand. It's just a safer serve. It's just
Really?
safer. Yeah.
Safer in terms of the receive you get back, or
I think it's
like what?
safer in like what to expect, I guess. But
Mm,
ultimately, I was hoping to still throw him off, I guess, in terms of like the serve.
yeah,
I feel like it's more difficult to
yeah,
play
but
out.
okay, it threw him off the first time, but the
Yeah,
fourth
yeah.
time in a row, like it's not throwing him off anymore.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. All right, that's how it goes when you're 1400 sometimes, and then you play a 1200.
okay, so I feel like yes. I mean, there's certain things that you where you could have played better, like especially down in the fifth game where I feel like your just form broke down due to probably due to nerves is what we're kind of identifying.
Yeah,
And those are like hard things to do. Like you
but even
wish you could have done better, but that was just what you did at that point, right?
yeah, but even outside of that, right? Like my form is still not that great, even when I'm playing well, right? Like I still do like pancake forehands. I'll do like a slap forehand instead of like a brush.
It's not.
I'll
Yeah,
For my backhand, I'm like using my whole arm instead of accelerating from the elbow, using my forearm, right?
I think so.
So
I think we'd have to watch that in slow mo, and I don't know if the ones you were landing, you got more snap there, rather than lift.
yeah,
Because some of them looked pretty good. A lot of them looked pretty good. If you still look at overall, your backhand openings were overall in the whole match very solid,
yeah,
and they were keeping you in the game, getting you points, and
yeah, yeah.
so I agree. Like we can always look at whatever level we're at. until we get to like over 2000, we can always say form is holding us back, and we need to improve our form and just get better. And for sure that's true. But if we look at when we have a
Well,
close 5 game match here, like there could have been some small things you did to put you over the edge, right?
yeah.
Like you recognize that, right?
But come on, at our level, right? The number one thing we can do to correct and get better is our form, right? Because we
Yeah.
have such crappy form. Like if we're able to correct it, we'll shoot up much higher. But you're right, once you get up to higher levels, right?
Uh,
18, 19, 2000, there's less form correction and more about consistency, placement, right?
yeah.
Trying to
So
place it in the correct spot so you can attack.
So I agree, and like we got a comment on the last match analysis where
Thing.
basically I got roasted, and someone said that what the f are you doing? You need to spend 99% of your time on your form because it sucks, and like why are
Yeah,
you even talking about tactics? Well, I
yeah,
guess I guess my response to that is I already said in our podcast number 2 that I'm focusing on form. That is for sure what I'm focusing on. But I'm like, I need to spend like 80% of my time, right? Because like, if we look at these close 5 game matches, you cannot say that like some simple tactics could have won you the match. Like you were at 9-9. This was winnable. So a
yeah,
few more points here and there could have won you the match, right? So I don't think it's not worth talking about those things. So to me, I feel like positioning and variation a little bit more could have helped you.
yeah,
Both with the serves, but also I think you yourself admitted that all your backhand openings were down the line, and
yeah,
generally all your forehand openings were cross court.
yeah,
And I think he adjusted to that. And a lot of times we saw that when you got, unless it was a really strong shot to his forehand, he was able to counter it. And I think he was able to do that because he was expecting the ball there.
yeah, yeah,
And a lot of them, I feel like I didn't point these out, but I saw a lot where they went to his forehand, but not to his wide forehand. They went like he didn't have to move
yeah,
out wider.
because it's more about safety, right? Like I'm
Yeah,
trying to get the ball. Yeah,
you positioned it to his middle forehand. Whereas I
yeah,
feel like if you were able to stretch that out a little wider, put it to his wide forehand, he wouldn't have been able to do that. He doesn't
yeah.
move good out. I didn't see him move to
See,
his
but
wide forehand well.
yeah, but that's the thing, right? You're like asking for performance in which I cannot do, right? Because what I practice on the table, I'm not
Yeah,
practicing like super wide forehands. I'm not practicing like perfect down the lines where it touches the white line of the table. What I'm practicing is just I have an underspin ball that comes to me.
I
Can I loop it back to get it to the
I
table?
do I do understand that,
Once
but
I get that consistency, then my concern from there would be, okay, I can successfully loop it, but can I loop it further out down the line or cross court, like deep cross court?
yeah, I understand your point, but I think that if you're not at all focusing on varying the position of your openings, I feel like that's something that you can be doing with some of your time. And I feel like being able to put that forehand opening or that opening or that counter or whatever it was further out wider is something that you could do relatively easy. And if you don't have confidence in that, like working on that a little bit could help you in this game. But I actually think that you could have done that with. There's the potential you could have done that with the skills that you had right here in this match. Just position them out a little wider, and
I
he
don't
would have
know.
had trouble. I feel like
I
at
don't know.
least potentially.
With pancake forehands, it's hard to it's hard to tell somebody to to put the ball in the correct place. What am I gonna do? Like, oh, I need to pancake harder? Is that what I need to do?
Another thing, consider this, right? Like we didn't talk about his form that much, but how was his form? I mean, it certainly wasn't anything phenomenal, right?
No, of
I think
course, but
his form was worse than yours, right?
at our level, it's like, your
Okay.
consistency in form versus another person's
But
consistency in form. But then there's a point at which obviously both of you are very good. Your form is very
yeah,
good. So
but
then it becomes more about tactics and trying to get your game in before they
but
do.
you wanted to win this match, he wanted to win this match. I would say that your form is better than his form, but he won the match. right? So he won the match with
That's
bad
fine.
form. So
That's fine. It's all right. I was 1400. Now he's 1400. Now I'm 1200. That's how it works. All right. If you're watching this, leave in the comments section who's right. Obviously me, but if somebody feels bad for Michael, just, give him a thumbs up.
I mean, we aren't disagreeing on. I think we're agreeing on like 80%
Yeah,
of
that's
things.
well, we can wrap it up here, I guess. That's how I play. We've seen how I play. We've seen how Michael plays. And this is what it looks like to be a chump.
All right, then. I guess we'll see you in the next one. Leave a comment on what you think.